Hello everyone, I have all our palettes lined up for our Sap Green comparison that I'm looking forward to today. Many people have Sap Green in their palettes and they vary quite a bit, so I thought it would be kind of nice to have a comparison and see what they look like against each other, and maybe you have a favorite. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be working with the Levinson brush, and I have the link in the description with the discount code, as well as on my Saunders Waterford hot pressed paper, the fat pad that you can get at Jackson's Art. And our first up is Old Holland PY153, PG7, PY42, and PBK7. And hopefully this will tell you how much you like Sap Green if you want it in your own palette. And I hope everyone will tell me their favorites down below so that we can continue picking our favorites and see what we come up with as a final palette. This one has quite a few pigments in it. It's nice and vibrant though. Old Holland always feels a little sticky to me. Next up is our Isaro with PY139 and PG36. It's so much lighter in comparison to the one next to it. How do you like your Sap Greens? Do you like them on the lighter side, the more yellow side? And here we go with Rosa, a very nice, affordable color. And it's kind of interesting. They use PG8 as their color, and so does Magna. And the price difference is quite huge, so we'll have to see how they look next to each other. Can get quite deep here. Sorry about the phone dings in the background. I turned it way down, but it seems to just amplify through the room. Now we have Shinka PG7 PY153. This one's quite brilliant. A little bit on the artificial looking side. And now we have Michael Harding, PG36, PG7, PBR6. And it is quite a bit deep. What kind of look do you like to your Sap Green? Sorry if you can hear the grandbabies hanging around in the background. They're having fun doing their own project. Pretty, nice and rich. Windsor and Newton, PG 36 and PY 110. And wow, look at how much lighter this one is. I think I got a little bit too much water on this one. Let's just get the brush up a little bit. It's nice and brilliant though. I can't believe I have 13 Sap Greens, different brands. Holbein, PY 150, PG 7, PR 122. This one's kind of runs about in the middle. Still has some brightness to it though. Holbein's paints always tend to look quite bright. Pretty. A Gallow, PG 36, PY 83, PV 19, PR 101. Beautiful color, comes out really nice and smooth. See if we can build it up a little bit at the top. Really pretty. Roman Schmal, PY 110, PG 7. This is another quite bright one. And we'll see these all closer up after they dry. I think you could make a whole palette. You don't need any other greens. You could just have sap greens of different varieties and have all the greens you ever wanted or needed. Really pretty and vibrant. Magna, PG 8. We're going to have to see how this dries compared to the Rosa, being the same pigment, and the cost difference is crazy insane. Pretty, really rich. My Merry Blue, PG 17. This, I feel, is a very different take on sap here. It's a pretty color, nice and soft. I tend to find that My Merry Blues, a lot of them tend to have a soft look to them. gram, PG7, PV 110. Much deeper, not as much yellow to it. It can get pretty dark. Gram is so pigmented, sometimes I have to water it down just a little bit more so we can see a little bit more variation. Michael Harden's kind of like that as well. And our last up is Core, PY 150, PG 36, and PR 101. And this one tends to have a little more olive feel to it. Very pretty. We'll let those dry and we'll have a closer look. And they're dry. Let's go ahead and get this tape off. Gotta love it when tape comes off cleanly. Very pretty swatches. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. And what do you think? Are any of these in your palette? Do you prefer one or the other? Some of them are quite rich. I have to say, I think Core is one of my favorites. I really, really like it. I love the richness of the Holbein. And if you want something really, really pigmented, you'd probably want the Gram or the Michael Harding. Roman Schmal is, I'd say, the most vivid off the page, and the Isaro, I'd say, is very yellowy, very yellowy. The Della Magna and the Rosa are extremely close, so if you ever wanted to get like the fancy paints of Della Magna, it's the exact same pigment and they look almost spot on identical. So to spend the extra money, you definitely wouldn't have to get that pigment. I hope this was helpful for you and you got to pick your favorite. Please leave your favorite in the bottom so that we can get all our favorites together at the end. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.